Hello and welcome back. I am going to talk to you about poetic devices today. So I am going to share my screen real quick. There we go. And I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger because I've realized it's a little bit difficult to see when it's so small. So there we go. So basically, when you talk about poetic devices, we're talking about things like rhyme, alliteration, assonance, all of the normal things that we speak about a lot in class. But I don't think I've ever given you guys a normal, like a proper explanation of each one. So I'm just going to go through a list. This is going to be a little bit of a longer video, but it might help you understand the poetic devices just a little bit more. Okay, so let's talk about rhyme. Rhyme is the herhaling, repetition, gereeld, which is regular, of ongereeld, which is irregular, of words and sounds. Klanke is sounds, okay? Woorde is words, okay? So what is the function of rhyme? So first of all, it actually rounds off a versreel, a line, okay? It gives a pattern to the poem. So it doesn't matter if you are like using rhyme everywhere. There is a pattern in the poem. It makes the poem seem more disciplined. Normally, certain poets have certain ways that they actually use rhyme in their poems. It would be interesting for you actually to go look up a poet and see if they use sort of the same rhyme scheme in their poems, okay? It emphasizes, beklemtoon is my favorite word. So when I say to you beklemtoon, I'm saying emphasize, and rhyme emphasizes certain words. It serves a sound function, because normally the rhyme word is at the end of the line, okay? So when you take certain sound or rhyme words, it actually emphasizes certain sounds that those words make, okay? And that little function actually sets the tone of the poem, whether it is a happy poem or a sad poem or whatever. It actually helps set that little bit of tone, okay? It actually binds the lines and the stanzas, and it also gives certain like fixed sort of lookouts in the poem. So certain fixed elements in the poem, okay? And you can also set a certain atmosphere in your poem, okay? If we look at alliteration, this is the repetition of the same consonants in a line. So for example, in a line, hey? Not in two lines, in one line. So, en berig beer ons nou 'n bietjie broos. That b is alliteration. Kind nog kraai. That k is alliteration, and that actually serves the function of either making a hard sound or a soft sound, okay? It gives effect to the poem, okay? Assonansie is assonance, and this is the repetition, herhaling, repetition of the same vowel in a line. Once again, in a line, not throughout the stanza, in one line, okay? For example, die maan gaan staan. That is assonance, okay? And once again, it has a function. It gives emphasis on certain sounds in a word. It gives emphasis, and it causes or forms a type of mood for the poem, okay? You got different types of rhymes. First, we've got beginrym, okay? So we're going to begin at beginrym, begin, né? Hier rym die beginwoorde van versreels met mekaar. So the beginning words of each little versreel will rhyme with each other. Vrolik kyk die tweeetjies na mekaar, oulik vertrek al later met 'n traan. So that oulik en oulik are rhyming words, okay? Binnerym of middle rhyme. So sometimes you're going to have two words in one line that rhyme, and one is going to be in the middle, the other one is going to be at the end, okay? Stil in die duister, lê ek so en luister. So one is in the middle and one is at the end, right? Hoe die mense dwaal en maal. Again, in the middle and at the end, and we call that binneryme of middelryme. Okay, double rhyme is when you got two lines and then the last two words of those two lines rhyme. For example, waarom bly jy immer kind? Next line, liefde sal jy nimmer vind. Okay, do you hear the rhyme? When you've got rhyme schema, we've got paarrym, omarmde rym, kruisrym, gebroke rym, en slagrym. Okay, so paarrym is when it's together. Omarmde rym is when like one word actually gives the other two words a hug. Okay, then you've got cross rhyme, which is A, B, A, B. Then you've got broken rhyme, which is like basically everything is all over the place. Then you've got slagrym, which is the same all around. So it's A, 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 A. And then you've got skelrym, which is where you've got A, B, B, A, C, C, D, E. So the first part of it is omarmde rym, and then suddenly it's like, whoops, what's going on? Okay. Then let's talk a little bit about rhythm. Okay. The factors which influence rhythm, but influence is influence, okay, is the word accents. You know your little cappies, the hats that your ears wear, or the little ears that your ears wear? Okay, that is a word accent. A sin accent is like punctuation or quotation marks, okay? You've got tempo, which is like how fast or how slow it goes. Intonasie, natuurlike ruspunte, so natural resting points. So like where it naturally makes you stop talking. Okay, enjambamente. Now, enjambment is where you take a line and it goes into the next line automatically with no punctuation in between. Okay, so there's no full stops, there's no commas, there's no quotation marks. Okay, and then it just goes from one line into the next without stopping. And then we've got ellipse. Okay, enjambment is when one line without any punctuation goes, and I'm going to say it again, okay? What does it do? It makes the it makes the poem flow, and it also changes the tempo of the poem. It can make it faster or slower, okay? Let's talk about beeldspraak. So beeldspraak in easy word is figuurlike taal, figurative language, okay? Things like metaphors and vergelykings and personification, klanknabootsing, all of those things count as figurative language, okay? Let's just quickly talk a little bit about vergelykings. That is a comparison, okay? You will associate this with Swiss, net Swiss, and nes. And this is used to show, for you to see, that there are community or gemeenskaplike, like general characteristics between two sort of compared interests, okay? For example, if I say that cheetah is just like a jackal, die bedrieger is so slie soos 'n jakkals. That cheetah is as sly as a jackal. Jackals are sly. Is the cheetah really a jackal? No. But he has certain characteristics of that jackal that makes him sly, okay? If you look at a metaphor, for example, I would say the cheetah is a jackal. Is he really a jackal? No. But he has certain characteristics that make him like a jackal. Therefore, I would say, well, jy is 'n jakkals, okay? So that is the difference between a comparison and a metaphor. A metaphor is when you say something is something else, and a vergelyking is when you say soos, like, okay? Personification is when you are giving things like normal objects human characteristics and like living characteristics. So if I say this block hurt my foot, did the block really hurt my foot? No, it didn't physically come up to me and like hit my foot. I stepped on the block, which in turn made my foot get sore. Okay, that is what we call personification or personification. Okay, the sun is smiling. Is the sun really smiling? Nee, die son glimlag nie. Maar dit lyk asof dit glimlag. Okay, it looks like it is smiling. Die sterre knip oog vir die maan en glimlag oor die nuwe dag wat kom. Okay, can stars really wink at the moon? No. Can they really smile about the new day that's coming? No. It is personification. It's giving you an image in your head that makes you think about the stars that blink. Knipoog. Okay, knipoog is to wink, by the way. Let's talk about klanknabootsing. Klanknabootsing is like onomatopoeia. Okay, it is onomatopoeia. It's just the Afrikaans word of onomatopoeia, which is a sound word, which means that it's like bam, bang, wow. Okay, sound words. Sorry for your ears. Okay, the words that you use, it's like tick tock, keep, like keep. That makes you think of a mouse. Okay. Denotasie, we've spoken about, that's denotation, the dictionary meaning, and connotasie, which is the suggested meaning of a word. So if I talk about a jackal, I'm talking about a like dog-like creature that looks almost like a fox, that's sly, that lives in the woods. That's the denotation, the denotasie. As ek van 'n connotasie praat, I'm talking about the connotation about calling someone a jackal. That is like suggesting that they are sly. Okay, or that they steal a lot or whatever. Twin, tone, it's the manner or attitude of your voice. So you can be friendly of onbeskof, like rude or sarcastic, of saaklik, of hartseer, of spottend. So you can be sarcastic, you can be matter of fact, you can be heartsore, you can be like teasing someone else. That is what tone is, okay? And stemmen is the gevoel, the feeling that the reader gets when he reads a story or a poem, okay? Poem's atmosphere can be happy, it can be sore, it can be sad, it can be serious. The atmosphere can be like weemoedig, so like hopeless, serious, hartseer, and whatever, okay? Emotions. So the following factors influence the tone in a or the stemming in a poem. Okay, that's the word choice, the sound suggestions. So like if I'm writing a sad poem, you might hear a lot of w within the assonance of the poem. Okay, in verkleinwoorde. And when you use verkleinwoorde, it basically makes things smaller than it's supposed to be. So it might be making fun of something, okay? Or make you think that something's really cute. Here's just a few emotional atmospheres that you could use to explain what a poem is. So droevig, gelukkig, ernstig, komies, hartseer, opgeruimd, morbid, and weemoedig. I encourage you to quickly go into Google Translate and pause the video and quickly go look at those things and see what they mean. Okay, punctuation. This is basically your normal punctuation, and certain punctuation in a poem has a certain special like function, okay, in the context of the poem. So if you're looking at parenthesis, that is like when you put in a little streepie, okay. This gets used to say that there's like a whole new thought, okay. So let's look quickly at my little list that I've got here for you. So a punt is your full stop, and it stops a thought or a phrase. Okay, it's a full stop. It stops the sentence. You've got the comma punt, which is where you would use it if you have got like a main thought, and then you isolate that main thought, and then everything else you say after that has got to do with the main thought. Okay. And this little point is used to give a new thought to that main thought. Okay. So for example, 'n skurwe huisie het eysterklip gekerf. 'n slapdraad heining op die stoep lê rond 'n vark, 4 hoenders en 'n hond, 'n stowerige kind kruip oor die werf. So you know that it's talking about a skew little house, And now that's your little main thing, okay? But now it's talking about all the rest of the little things that have got to do with this little skew house, okay? If you use a comma, you are basically using it to, first of all, let someone breathe, which I've forgotten to do through this whole video. And then you, like, it gets your attention. It's like, whoa, pay attention to this. There's a comma. You have to think about something, okay? It indicates that there's a thought to whatever was said. An aandagsstreep is like, hello, I want your attention, literally pointing towards the little sentence. So, for example, maar die tarennaal sit stom op haar nes vol eiers, and then streepie. Okay, pay attention to the sentence. My hart broei oor die stad, glas sink beton. And this is like basically used to like indicate parenthesis, okay? And it basically distances a certain like something, like a certain thought that was already said onto, and pulls attention to the thought that the poet wants you to see, okay? Hakies, again, it like gives you a new thought. Doublemint, there's a explanation that's going to follow. There's going to be directe rede. We've spoken about directe and indirecte rede, okay? Ellipse is when it suggests that there's still more to say, or you have to think for yourself and imagine what the rest of it is. Uitroepteken is like when I shout. So it's like, pay attention, I'm shouting at you. Or whoa, it's indicating a sound. If there's a capital letter, it either is a eienaam or it's emphasizing a word. And then if it is skynsgedruk, italics, it means that it's either a quotation or a emphasis of certain words. All right. On the next few pages, you've got other little types of poems. I've given you a little bit of information there that you are more than welcome to go read through by yourself. This information will just help you with the poem that I've given you to do. All right. Have a lovely day further. Thank you for joining me during this little lesson, and I hope to see you guys soon.